Hello and welcome to part 1 of this Insights training course on changeover and setup reduction. In part 1 we'll look at why we need to reduce our changeover times, the benefits shorter changeover times can give us. We'll look at SMED, single minute exchange of dies, where all changeovers should be less than 10 minutes, and we're going to start to look at a 6-stage approach to changeover reduction, concentrating in part 1 on stages 1 and 2. And there'll be some actions for you to do at the end. So why do we need to reduce changeover times? Well, if you're familiar with the 8 wastes, one of those wastes is overproduction. And one of the major reasons for overproducing is long changeover times. We tend to avoid changeovers and keep machines running because we don't like the downtime, kidding ourselves that we're being more efficient by doing this. Another of the 8 wastes is excess inventory. An excess work in progress and finished product is a byproduct of overproducing. Long changeover times also soak up capacity and resource, and poor setup can create a lot of material waste. So, long changeover times cost a lot of money one way or the other. When we embark on a program of changeover reduction, we're going to maximise our machine uptime, and that increases capacity and output. We're going to be able to handle smaller batches more efficiently, and that improves our flexibility. We're going to reduce our lead times, and we're going to save some money, reducing our costs. Our goal in changeover reduction is to reduce the time from the last good product of the current batch to the first good product of the new batch. That's the true length of a changeover. We want to be able to minimise the costs associated with achieving that goal. There are a couple of ways to reduce changeover times. One is to throw people at it, but there are costs associated with that. So we're talking about reducing the time by being more efficient. And we should have a goal of measuring our changeovers in minutes or even seconds rather than hours or even days, as is sometimes the case. And that's what SMED is about really. It's starting to get control of our changeovers. It's about systematically and dramatically reducing changeover times. It includes several elements of lean, process mapping and analysis, problem solving, workplace organisation, and of course a culture of continuous improvement. In stage 1 we start to look at all the activities that currently take place. There's a couple of ways we can do this. We can video the changeover, or we can do it through manual observation. Both of these methods are really process mapping, so let's have a look at process mapping. Normally when we process map, we talk about value add and non-value adding activities. However, again, if you are familiar with the 8 wastes, you know that changeovers are all non-value adding. They may be necessary, but they're still non-value adding. So what we're going to refer to is not value adding and non-value adding, but internal and external time. I'll explain more about internal and external time shortly. Now there's an example of a simple flowchart pre-analysis. I've got a green one for at the start, then the process stops and everything now is internal time. And then another green one when the process starts again. Now please note there aren't many steps on my flowchart there. That's only so I could get it all on the slide. You should have many more steps. In fact, if you haven't captured enough detail, or you've already got an incredibly efficient changeover.